Good morning. One thing is clear. In the narcissistic dysfunctional family cult, the pseudo-mutual family, nothing is left to chance. Everything is controlled. You need to understand, narcissistic-psychopathic borderline, these behavioral patterns, these personality disorders, can be subclinical dark personalities. They are externally regulated. They are externally regulating, meaning instead of doing inner work, having an inner compass, having a constant identity core, they manipulate their environment to regulate them. And they rearrange other people and the psychological structure of other people to regulate themselves. In other words, they dysregulate people to appear temporary, regulated and stable. Especially the uncanny stability of the psychopath is simply a detachment from emotionality all along. Emotionality for the psychopath is a performative act in order to create reactions in others, not to express authentic reactions. Everything is controlled, everything is external, is created to create an external image. And image control is control over the situation, like narrative control. I already made a video where I described how the psychopath creates a projection mechanism to the outside from the shared fantasy inside the narcissistic family cult that is created by the narcissist that the psychopath uses. And this reality of inside the cult is reversed and projected outside by the narrative control of the psychopath, who is staying in the role of the savior all the time, inside and outside of the cult, while the roles of the narcissist and the target, the victim, are switched inside and outside. Inside, the narcissist is a proud abuser. Outside the cult, he is an utterly helpless victim. And the psychopath stays in a position of the savior and reflects this narration outside in a reversed way. We need to understand the external regulation of these personality structures work in different way depending on the personality. They have the tool of grooming, coercive control, and coercive persuasion to shape their environment, their psychic, emotional environment. People who insist on boundaries and healthy boundaries, on becoming healthy and whole, and who see the facade and the tendencies, who want to speak about the root of the topic, have to leave the cult. They are considered enemies. It's not about fixing the root problem of negative self-esteem and dysfunctional attachment styles and inverted joy, the absence of positive motivations and positive emotions. This is the root of the problem, but it's not worked on. Rather, they work on the external perception of all of this, external narration of this. Is a fake it, but never a make it, okay? This is why healthy people, functioning people, have to leave the cult. A healthy functioning person is dissolving the shared fantasy and the superior, the grandiose sense of self and the grandiose picture the narcissist and the psychopath try to craft. All right, it's dismantled by healthy and authentic people because they have everything in an authentic way that the narcissist and the psychopath want to fake and You can't be a fake that is respected in the presence of the original. Yes. So they also have the ability to coercive persuasion means they dysregulate, destabilize people, and then when these people are drained via sleep deprivation, they try to implement new values in these people, and they will then reinforce these new implemented values where negative behavior is rewarded and they are aligned with the cult leaders' psychopathic goals, and then they get positively reinforced so that the new behavior will be implemented in their target. That's like real zombies. They also have coercive control to force people to do things that are not good for the people. And they also have the method of grooming to change the way their kids and everybody in the cult is by idealization, by and stonewalling, so pedestalize, not pedestalize, put on a pedestal, not put on a pedestal, and many other ways, positive reinforcement of dysfunctional behaviors, because they always want to appear as saviors. So they create damage also in their children, artificial emergency situations, and then they will appear as the savior of the situation and as the stable person, even though they have created instability and dysregulation in other people first. All right? Yeah. And it's also, they use anger and rage followed by helplessness as grown-up people to display in front of the children, so that the children learn to adapt and meet the needs of their abusers, meaning the children are afraid of the rage, but then they have to bring up empathy for the helplessness of the person that before raged and for their mental disorder. So the children have to parent the dysfunctional caretakers. That's insane and crazy. I have no more time because I'm a hyperfunctional griever and have now to go to work. I'm already late. See you later.